Hey there. Let's talk about something really close to the heart: well-being. Not just getting by, but flourishing. Now, for a long time, psychology focused mainly on what's wrong with us: anxiety, depression, trauma. Ever since Freud, mental health clinicians have been trying to fix what's broken using drugs and therapy. But in 1998, something shifted. Martin Seligman, who became the president of the American Psychological Association, said, "What if we studied what makes people thrive, not just survive?" And with that, positive psychology was born. This wasn't just about positive thinking from the 1960s, convincing ourselves everything's great when it's not. This was deeper. It asked, what makes life meaningful? What makes us feel alive, connected, purposeful? It was a bit like giving modern science a heart, connecting with what Buddhist psychology and ancient philosophy have been saying for centuries, that things like meaning, love, purpose, and yes, even spirituality aren't extra. They're essential to being human. Yes, we knew about Maslow's hierarchy of needs from research into human motivation in the 1940s that suggested that once we have basic needs for survival met, we then become motivated to find security and stability. Once those needs are met, we then look to social needs like love and belonging, then towards confidence and recognition from others. Once those needs are met, we humans then seek to realize or actualize our true potential for creativity and self-expression, our true selves, if you like. But Seligman took it a step further. He gave us a new lens for well-being called the PERMA model. Now, here's the really good news. Seligman reminds us that so much of our well-being is within our control. It's not about ignoring our pain or pretending everything's fine. It's about using our strengths to help rebalance our lives, shifting focus from what's wrong to what's strong. The idea is that we use our own minds to shift focus from our suffering and take more interest in building our personal strengths and aligning our life choices with our personal values and ethics. Happiness and freedom from suffering will be the side effect of building our lives on those foundations. Positive psychology and Buddhist psychology both use the old-fashioned word virtue to describe things like wisdom, knowledge, courage, love, common humanity, justice, temperance, altruism, spirituality, and transcendence. Do those things sound like part of your ordinary everyday life? Maybe not, but what if they could be? What if you shaped your life so that you became aware of the strengths and virtues you already possess? How might your sense of well-being change? Seligman says, the very good news is there is quite a number of internal circumstances under your voluntary control. If you decide to change them and be warned that none of these changes come without real effort, your level of happiness is likely to increase lastingly. So, Seligman developed a framework for well-being for us to contemplate what might be full and flourishing and what might be empty and neglected. At least this is how we can work with his PERMA model to shore up our well-being. So, like the ancients, he speaks of cultivating positive emotions, doing activities where we become fully immersed in the zone or in flow, finding a sense of meaning and purpose for our lives, relishing a sense of accomplishment through striving and achievement of personal goals. Our minds are incredibly complex and powerful, like our brains. Sometimes just thinking things through using our rational mind, the part of the brain that is responsible for executive function, isn't enough. In crisis or trauma, for example, these parts of the brain can go offline, so to speak, and it's other parts of the mind and brain that support ongoing healing. And that's where mindfulness comes in. Not just positive vibes only, but actually being present with whatever's going on. The good, the messy, the whole catastrophe. Mindfulness helps us use more than just our thinking mind, especially when things feel overwhelming or chaotic. So, what if your life could be shaped around your own strengths and values? What if happiness wasn't the goal, but the side effect of a life that actually fits you? Give yourself permission to explore that. And while you're at it, think about how mindfulness training might be a way for you to be right here, right now, more often. Thanks so much for watching. Take care of yourself and enjoy the journey of healing, flourishing, and growing. So here it is. P is for positive emotions. Feeling good, experiencing joy, gratitude, hope, love, and contentment. These emotions help build resilience and improve overall happiness. E for engagement. Being absorbed, being deeply involved or immersed in activities where time seems to fly, often referred to as flow. This leads to fulfillment and the use of personal strengths. R for relationships. Connecting with others, having strong, supportive, and meaningful connections with others is essential for well-being. Relationships provide love, intimacy, and a sense of belonging. And we're not just talking about intimate relationships here. M for meaning. Finding purpose, belonging to and serving something larger than oneself, like a cause, community, or belief system, gives life a deeper sense of purpose. A for accomplishment, achieving goals, pursuing and accomplishing goals for the sake of personal satisfaction. It boosts confidence, motivation, and self-esteem. H for health, caring for the body, physical well-being through exercise, sleep, and nutrition. Physical health supports mental well-being and energy.